Welcome students. Today we are going to study the tissues. As we know that the plants and animals, they are living, and the living organisms, they are made up of cells. There are two types of organisms, unicellular and multicellular. In unicellular organism, all the functions which are necessary for life, they are performed by the single cell. But in multicellular organism, as the requirement is more, as the activities are more, that's why the cells, they group together and they form the tissue system. And there is a division of labor. That means different functions are performed by different tissues. So what is a tissue? Tissue is a group of cells which is assigned a particular function. In plants as well as in animals, in both the cases the tissues are there, and these tissues together they will form the organs. The organs, they form the systems, and the different systems, they perform different functions for the body. So basically, as we have seen earlier, the cell is the structural and functional unit of life. But these cells in multicellular organisms, they assemble together, they form a group, and that group is called the tissues. In plants and animals, there is a little difference in the tissues. In plants, generally there are dead tissues which support the plant, because the plants need support. They are static, they are not moving, they are stable, they are stationary, and to remain erect they need more support. So in plants there are dead tissues also. Water conducting tissue, that is xylem, is a dead tissue. Wood is present, which is cork, that is a dead tissue. But in animals, they have to move from place to place. They need more activity, and that's why the tissues in animals, they are living. We are today concentrating on the plant tissues. In plants, the growth is localized at some areas. But in animals, the growth is all round. Every part of the body grows. But in plants, the growth is localized at some areas. And the tissues, on the basis of their nature of growth, the tissues are differentiated into two types: meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. What is a tissue? First we say, tissue is a group of cells having common origin. They originate from a common place and perform a common given function. Perform a common given function. So tissue is a group of cells which has a common origin, and they perform a given function. For example, if you say parenchyma, storage, parenchyma, elasticity, and so on. So tissue is a group of cells. This is a cell, and these cells together, they form a tissue. This is tissue. So tissue is a group of cells having common origin. All the cells originate from a common type of cell, and they are performing a given function. There are two types of tissues, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. What is meristematic tissue? Meristematic tissue means actively dividing tissue. Actively dividing tissue. The tissue remains under division. It is continuously dividing and redividing and redividing and increasing the number of cells, because the growth will take place only after the storage of cells. That means the number of cells is to be increased, and this tissue is responsible for increase in number of cells. And then the new cells which are formed, they will enlarge and finally they will become mature, they will attain a permanent shape and size, and then they will become a permanent tissue. So every permanent tissue originates from the meristematic tissue. So meristematic tissue, it is the actively dividing tissue, and if we see the cell structure of this, then the cell wall is thin and made up of cellulose. It contains a prominent nucleus, cytoplasm. Much cytoplasm is there because the cells have to divide, but the vacuole is absent because there is no need of storage of food material as such, because the cells are continuously dividing and redividing. So these cells are producing new cells and new cells and new cells and new cells and new cells. So new cells are continuously produced by the cell division. So this tissue is an actively dividing tissue which has a prominent nucleus, much cytoplasm, dense cytoplasm. The cell wall, it is made up of cellulose and it is thin, and the tissue is continuously in division. This type of tissue is present at root tip, root apex and shoot apex. Root apex and shoot apex, or root tip and shoot tip at the apical region. And if you see, this is the plant body. If this is a plant, this is the root system, this is the apical region of the, and this is the apical region of the shoot. These are the nodes and internodes. If you magnify this part, if you magnify, this is the magnified apex. This is node, this is node, this is the tip. And the meristematic tissue is present in this region. On the basis of location, the meristematic tissues are of three types. This is called the apical meristem. This is apical meristem. Apical meristem, which is present at the tip, apex, like this. It is present at the apex, and the cells are dividing in this manner. So as the cells are increasing, the cells will divide and redivide and redivide and redivide and redivide. And what is increasing here? Length. Length of the plant increases because of activity of the apical meristem. Because the cells are dividing and redividing, and what is increasing? The length. As we know, the plant, it is of this size today, tomorrow it will be like this and this and this. The length is increasing because of apical meristem. This is the node, and from where the leaf develops. Node is the part from where the leaf develops. The another type of meristem is present just above the node and below. This is called intercalary meristem. This is intercalary meristem. What will happen? Now, if the cells are continuously dividing and redividing, the new cells are added in this manner. In this manner. Here in this manner. So, what is increasing? The internode will increase. This is the internode. The internode will increase like this. So, internode increases. So, what is increasing? Length. So, apical meristem increases the length. The intercalary meristem increases the length, which is basically seen in the sugar cane. In sugar cane, what we find? The nodes and internodes are long. The internodes, they elongate because of the activity of intercalary meristem. The third type of meristem is present on the side here. It is in the side. And this meristem is called the lateral meristem. It is called the lateral meristem or cambium. Lateral meristem or cambium. And the cells are divided in this direction. In this direction the cells are divided. So what is increasing? This was the first width, and now this is the another. Again growth, again this. Again growth, again this. What is increasing? The width is increasing. The area is increasing. the breadth is increasing, the girth is increasing. So because in plants the growth is lengthwise as well as sideway. The sideway growth is due to lateral meristem which is present here. If you cut it like this will be the section. Here the lateral meristem is there and the cells will be divided in this manner. So what is increasing here? The girth is increasing, the area is increasing, the breadth is increasing. So this is the apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. These are the meristematic tissues which are actively dividing, and by the activity of these tissues, what is increasing here? Length and breadth. So this is meristematic tissue. The meristematic tissue are actively dividing tissue. The cells are continuously under state of division, and these cells which are produced, finally at maturity they will attain full shape and size. They will store large amount of food material and water, and finally they become permanent. So every permanent tissue originates from the meristematic tissue. Meristematic, the meaning of meristematic is actively dividing tissue. So this is all about the meristematic tissue. We will see the permanent tissue in the next video.